Unlike
I
your
will
baseless
say,
reports, the
Director
only person that
Patel-
was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know, the
only
fact-
person that ran up a
Director
$7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at
This
the lobby bar
suggests to me-
was you. So
this
the only individual
suggests
in
to
this
me that
room
the
that has
allegations
been
are
drinking on
true.
taxpayer dime during
Are
the day
you polygraphing?
is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're
The
in a
allegations
lawsuit
are
that
false.
you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger
actually,
is true and on
it
video.
just goes to show you
You
don't-
running a $7,000 bar tab at the lobby bar
Director Patel,
has been filed by your own
this
office
goes to show-
drink during the day. That's you.
Mr.
This is
Chairman-
the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Chairman-
A United States senator walked into a Senate hearing with documented reports of FBI Director Kash Patel's alleged excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that had alarmed current and former Bureau officials. The senator's name is Chris Van Hollen of Maryland. What he did not expect, or what he may have expected and prepared for anyway, was the precise moment when Patel stopped defending himself and started pointing the finger back. El Salvador, a $7,000 bar tab, a convicted man described on video. Those words, aimed directly at the senator, are the most aggressive counterattack this hearing produced, and they did not come from nowhere.
As I said in my opening remarks, I really don't care about your personal life so long as you are able to perform your public and official responsibilities, which are awesome responsibilities.
Senator Chris Van Hollen has served Maryland in the United States Senate since 2017. Before that, he served in the House for a decade, including as ranking member of the Budget Committee. He has a law degree from Georgetown and a long track record on oversight, appropriations, and intelligence matters. He is not a prosecutor, but he understands how to build a line of questioning and how to use the congressional record as a legal instrument. When he opens this exchange by saying he does not care about Patel's personal life, he is doing something precise and deliberate. He is separating the personal from the professional and framing the drinking allegations as a question about performance capacity. Not character, not morality, but operational fitness. That framing is careful because it is the hardest frame to deflect. You cannot dismiss a performance question by saying the motives behind it are political. You can only answer it or refuse to answer it. And the open question going into the rest of this exchange, the one that will not be resolved until the very last moment, is whether Patel will meet that professional framing on its own terms, or whether he will collapse the distinction and turn it into something else entirely.
Multiple reports, including reporting by The Atlantic, have alleged episodes of excessive drinking, unexplained absences, and behavior that concern current and former FBI and DOJ officials. You have publicly denied those allegations and filed a defamation lawsuit. So today, as you testify before Congress, is it your testimony that those allegations are categorically false?
The Atlantic's reporting on Patel's conduct included specific allegations from current and former FBI and Department of Justice officials, people inside the Bureau who either witnessed or heard firsthand accounts of what was described as episodes of excessive drinking affecting his availability, and behavior that raised concerns about his fitness to perform the duties of FBI director. Patel filed a defamation lawsuit against The Atlantic, which means he is asserting in a legal proceeding that the reporting is false. Van Hollen is now asking him to state that under oath before Congress. Those are two different things. A defamation lawsuit is a civil legal action that may or may not proceed to trial. Congressional testimony under oath creates a distinct and separate legal obligation. What Van Hollen wants on the record, in this room with these witnesses, in this transcript, is Patel saying it directly. And Patel's answer, when it came, was short.
Unequivocally, categorically false.
So there
4 words, 2 adverbs stacked in front of 2 adjectives. No sentence, no context, no elaboration. It is the most compressed denial available in the English language, and Patel delivered it without hesitation. The construction, unequivocally, categorically, deliberate. Each adverb eliminates a possible qualification. Unequivocally means without ambiguity, without reservation, without any reading of the denial that leaves room for nuance. Categorically means across all categories, without exception. not true in any form or framing. Together, they produce a denial that cannot be partially true. Either the allegations are entirely false, or Patel has committed perjury. That is the legal weight those 4 words carry in a congressional hearing room. And Van Hollen was not finished, because a denial, however forcefully stated, is not the same as a demonstration. The operational questions that followed were designed to test the denial against specific documented claims, not against Patel's general assertion of his own innocence.
So there have been no occasions during your tenure when FBI personnel were unable to promptly reach you?
Absolutely not. You can ask my entire workforce. They hear from me at every single hour of the day, as do these great gentlemen here, as do the men and women of the interagency and state and local law enforcement and the White House.
Every single hour of the day. That is a specific and verifiable claim, not a general assertion of attentiveness, but a precise statement about continuous availability. If it is true, it forecloses the allegation of unexplained absences entirely. There is no gap in which Patel could have been unreachable, because he is saying he was reachable at every hour. If it is false, the contradiction exists in the record of his communications, in phone logs, email timestamps, text message chains, the access records of his security detail, and the first-hand accounts of FBI personnel who attempted to contact him during the periods the reporting described. Van Hollen cannot subpoena and review those records in real time in this hearing room, and both men know that. What Van Hollen can do is lock the denial into the transcript and then turn to the most specific operational version of the same question, the one about the security detail, which is the hardest one to dismiss as a political smear.
And so there have been no occasions when your security detail had difficulty waking or locating you, is that right?
Nope, it's a total farce. I don't even know where you get this stuff, but it doesn't make it credible because you say so.
I'm not saying it, Director Patel. It's been written and documented.
You are literally saying it.
No.
Total farce. That phrase does 2 things simultaneously. It dismisses the question and it attacks the questioner, not the reporting, not the original sources, but Van Hollen himself for raising it in this room. And Van Hollen's response is technically accurate. He is not the author of the allegations. He is a United States Senator reading from documented reporting by a major national magazine, asking the subject of that reporting to address it under oath. That is a standard function of congressional oversight. The distinction Patel refuses to make, or strategically collapses, is the one between saying something and citing something. Van Hollen cited The Atlantic. Patel responded as though Van Hollen had personally authored the allegations. In a congressional hearing, that distinction matters. The record reflects that a senator asked about published reporting, not that a senator made a personal allegation. But the exchange quickly moved past that distinction, because Patel's next move was not to defend himself with specifics or documentation. It was to go on offense, and when he did, he aimed at something that is in the record, just not the way he described it.
No, I'm saying that these are reports, Director Patel.
No,
And
unlike
I
your
will
baseless
say,
reports,
Director
the only person
Patel,
that was slinging margaritas in El Salvador on the taxpayer dollar with a convicted gangbanging rapist was you.
You know, the
only
fact-
person that ran up a
Director
$7,000 bar tab in Washington, D.C. at
this
the lobby
suggests
bar
to me-
was you. So
this
the only
suggests
individual
to
in this
me that
room
the
that has
allegations
been
are
drinking on
true.
taxpayer dime during
Are
the day
you polygraphing?
is you.
Director Patel, come on. These are serious allegations that were made against you. They're
The
in a
allegations
lawsuit
are
that
false.
you filed.
You drinking margaritas with a gangbanger
actually,
is true and on
it
video.
just goes to show you
You
don't-
running a
this
$7,000
goes-
bar tab at the lobby bar
Director Patel,
has been filed by your own
this
office.
goes to show-
drink during the day. That's
Chairman,
you.
Mr.
This is
Chairman,
the ultimate example of hypocrisy.
Mr. Chairman,
Close the loop. Patel's counterattack contains 2 specific claims aimed at Van Hollen. The first is the El Salvador Margarita claim. Patel visited El Salvador in January 2025 at the invitation of President Nayib Bukele, and photographs and video from that trip have circulated publicly, including images that his critics have described as showing him socializing with individuals connected to organized crime prosecutions. Patel is now directing that accusation at Van Hollen, claiming that Van Hollen is the one in the El Salvador photographs. The record does not support that. Van Hollen wasn't in El Salvador with Patel on that trip. The person in the photographs Patel's critics have cited is Patel himself. The second claim is the $7,000 bar tab. That figure appeared in The Atlantic's reporting, and refers to charges attributed to Patel at a Washington hotel bar. Patel did not dispute the bar tab's existence. He turned it around and aimed it at the senator, asking him about it. In a congressional hearing, under oath, in front of a recorded transcript, Patel attributed to Van Hollen conduct that the available record associates with Patel. That is the exchange the title of this video is built on. And then Van Hollen had a response.
Are you willing to take the test, it's called the audit test, that members of our active duty military and others take to determine whether they have a drinking problem?
I'll take any test you're willing to take.
I will take it, Director Patel. I'll take it. You ready to take it?
Let's go.
Yes or no?
Let's go. Side by side.
Both of them agreed to take the test. On the record, in a Senate hearing, the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation and a United States senator agreed in a public proceeding to submit to an alcohol screening test. That agreement will not produce a test result in this room, and whether either of them actually submits to such a test outside of this hearing is entirely up to them. But the moment itself tells you something about the temperature of this exchange. Van Hollen came in with documented reporting and specific operational questions. Patel responded with categorical denial and then a counter-accusation that misattributed documented conduct. And by the end of the exchange, both men are agreeing to prove a negative, to prove that they do not have a drinking problem, in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee. The record now contains all of that. Van Hollen asked the questions. Patel denied everything, then fired back with claims the record does not support. Both men agreed to a drinking test. The transcript holds all of it. What would you have asked him?